Wait, Bhavya, please don't go. Can we continue this class for just 10 more minutes? Anjali, a 7-year-old girl from Kadechawaz, Udaipur, said this to me as she resolutely blocked my way out of her classroom. As I was filled with the warmth of this moment, I muttered to myself, yes, the experiment had been successful. The experiment that had begun with the goal to coax students into attending school had reached a point where the students refused to go home after the lessons. However, this wasn't always the case. Kala Akshar Bhais Barabar. Many used to joke about people from my grandfather's village who could not read or write. The phrase translated means, black letters are like buffaloes. To help solve this problem, my parents started a non-profit organization called Sakhyo Ki Bari, or SKB. The intention was to help young girls access basic education. So SKBs are learning centers, typically built on small premises, that are acquired pro bono from somebody in the village. How the foundation helps is to recruiting young women between the ages of 18 to 25. The children can feel comfortable with these women and lovingly call them Didis, which means elder sister. So one day over the dinner table, I heard my parents discussing a progressive drop in attendance in these SKBs. I was curious as to why children would stop coming to school. So, I volunteered to accompany my parents to their trip to one of these villages in Udaipur. Admittedly, Udaipur is also my native place, so I was excited to have this opportunity. When I was there, I sat in on a maths lesson, and what I saw was disheartening. The students were disinterested and distracted. The teachers were directly teaching from the material given to them, without much engagement from the students. So this made me look back at my own experience as a student. I wondered, what did I look forward to when I thought of attending school? I know what I didn't look forward to. It was certainly not maths class, where we had to recite the times table of 7 a dozen times, which, by the way, has not a single 7 between 7 and 70. I know it was not English class either, where we had to try to recite Shakespeare from memory. The value of school went so far beyond just grades on a report card. School was about developing emotional intelligence, developing thinking skills, taking initiative, making friends that last a lifetime, and most importantly, having fun. I knew exactly what was missing from these schools. It was the element of fun. I discussed the idea with my 2 elder sisters, and they agreed with me. With our parents' support, we planned a 2-day camp to one of these villages to test out our theory. Alongside us, we were accompanied by 9 of our friends, school-going teenagers like ourselves. So we packed our bags and headed to a small village in Udaipur called Kadechawaz. That's 11-year-old me in the center. With us, we had a few basic supplies, like color pencils and paper for art class, and equipment like footballs to conduct some fun activities. The first day of the camp was a great success. We had a little under 20 kids, but the kids enjoyed themselves a lot. Parents and kids both appreciated the break from the traditional and repetitive lessons. The next day of the camp, word spread, and we had over 50 students that came from nearby villages. The camp gained recognition and was published in local newspapers. What stuck with us, however, were the words of the principal after this camp. I haven't seen these girls laugh in years, she said to us. Inspired by the words of the principal that day, me and my sister started a non-profit organization called Kala Akshar. The goal was simple. We wanted to bring fun into learning. So we spread this idea across all 1,200 SKBs or learning centers. The best part about all this, more and more students were coming to school every single day. And every day, we had an hour of fun activities going on. During some celebrations like Holi and Diwali, we had entire days of fun activities. But our biggest challenge was yet to unfold. The outbreak of COVID-19 presented a challenge for us all. But for Kala Akshar, we faced the threat of being wiped out as we were unable to go to these villages anymore. It was no longer fun and games, just masks and social distancing. But that wasn't enough to make us give up. We gathered 50 student volunteers our age from high schools in Mumbai, and we split this group into smaller groups of 2 or 3. Each group was then assigned a class. This shows my group with our class. We started off with some maths lessons, but as time went and the restrictions due to COVID-19 loosened, the students were able to gather in their classrooms once again. The resolution's a bit blurry as this was screen grabbed from the Zoom meeting itself, but you can see the kids are enjoying themselves. Now, in these villages, English as a language is often ignored, but we at Kala Akshar know the importance of this language from a global perspective. So we decided to do something differently. We started an initiative called English Shala under Kala Akshar. The goal was to help young kids learn the basics of English. As the restrictions due to COVID-19 were lifted completely, we were able to go to these villages once again. So we spread our English training modules that we developed online with our volunteers, with teachers, so that they can go and share that information with students and we can empower villagers to speak in English. Now, I have been learning and playing piano since childhood. And I know, just as in music, where both black and white keys are required to create a beautiful melody, in education, we need a mix of syllabus, structure, and academics, mixed with fun, engagement, and togetherness to create a life-changing impact. One key problem is that policymakers design education for kids without any inputs from the kids themselves. It's like manufacturing a product without any feedback from the end consumer. Being students ourselves at Kala Akshar, we could empathize with this, and this is what we wanted to do differently. Play is our brain's favorite way of learning. This was our philosophy, and we wanted to make education a sweet melody that changes lives. And this is what we found fulfilling, making learning fun. Thank you for listening.